Welcome to our Nature's Treasure Box art workshop. Thank you for joining us. We are situated at the Kirstenbosch National Botanical Gardens. And the botanical gardens mainly, we collect plants, we study them, we care for them, and hopefully today we get to learn about what treasures there are in nature.
Kirstenbosch is a national botanical garden situated against Table Mountain. We showcase a range of plants that grows naturally in South Africa. These plants are called indigenous plants. We have plants such as Ericas, Matelasia, Restios, bulbs, daisies, proteas, spegboom, cotyledon or pig's ear, sour fig, different kinds of aloes, smelly plants such as buchu and pelargoniums. We also have strelitzia, cycads, and many more. Kirstenbosch is also home to different kinds of birds. Do you recognize this sound? Yes, Hadeida. To join us, you will need a pair of scissors, crayons, Pritt, Bostik or glue gun, paint, old sponges, paint brushes, foam plate or container for mixing, recyclables and newspapers, plant materials such as flowers, leaves and seed pods, and cardboard party box. Before we start, let us sit down and listen to the story. All the Magic in the World by Wendy Hartman. Pictures by Nikki Daly. Published by Songololo Books, Cape Town. Every Friday evening, Sonny, Stefan, Anna, Chrissy, and Lina played in the streets or in the yard. If it had rained, they made mud socks on their feet and paraded past chickens, making silly noises. If it was cold, they crowded around road workers' drum to watch the orange flame lick up the damp air. Firelight painted them gold and warm. Sometimes they talked about Joseph, the odd job man. Joseph always had a team. For my special things, he told them. But they laughed. Silly old Joseph, they whispered, picking up junk to keep in a tin. One evening, Sonny, Stefan and Chrissy climbed the milk gold tree to hang like monkeys in the branches, and Anna drew pictures in the sand. But Lina stood at the gate. Lina, who was teased because she stumbled on stairs and fell out of trees. Little Lina, who always tripped over her own feet. She twanged out music with a piece of broken wire, pulling it back and letting it go so that it can hit the metal sign. She turned towards Joseph. He sat alone at the corner of his shop with his tin on his lap. Lina crept closer. He smiled at her. "It's my special tin," he said. "There is nothing in it to spend or to eat, but—" She sat down to listen. Out of the tin he pulled an old piece of string. It was twisted and full of knots. "This was around the package," he said, "and it was thrown away." He carefully undid all the knots and tied the two ends of the string together. "But look," and made pictures. "A cup and a saucer," said Lena. "A house, magic." Others ran to see. Joseph took Lena's hand. In it, he placed a shell, pearly white and smooth. Its empty inside held the sound of the sea. They heard it whisper when they pressed the shell closer to their ears. And when they shut their eyes tight, they could almost smell the salt on the waves. Then Joseph shook the tin. It made a mysterious sound. "Look," he said, emptying the fistful of pull tops on the ground. Rings gleamed in the evening light and shiny tongues curled on the sand. He sent Anna for a piece of flat wood and Sonny for a smooth round stone. Then he hammered and bent, all while telling his story. "I was lucky to find this," he winked at Lena. "You know, when they all put together, they become a magic chain. And anyone who wears it," he bent the last link, "becomes a princess." Joseph got up and stood in front of Lena. He put his silver chain around her neck and bowed low. "Your Highness," he said. Her Royal Highness Princess Lena curtsied. She smiled a princess smile and walked around Stefan and Chrissy, her arms outstretched, her head held high. The silver chain glittered around her neck and everybody saw how graceful she was. She danced a little dance, like the wind across the wheat field. "You have magic in that tin," she whispered. "No, Lena," said Joseph. "There's no magic in my tin. All magic is not found in tins." "Where is it found then?" the children asked. Joseph smiled. "You have seen the things I picked up there and there?" They nodded. "You saw the shell?" "Yes," they said. "We had the sea." "You saw the pull tops?" "Yes." "And you saw the princess?" Joseph shut the tin. "So you tell me where the magic is found." The end. Let us now learn a little bit about colors. Here's an example of a color wheel. The color wheel consists of primary colors and secondary colors. Primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. Yellow like sunflower, red like rose, and blue like ocean and the sky. We also have the secondary colors, which are orange, purple, and green. Purple like flowers, orange like strelitzia, and green like the grass. Now let's mix our colors. We mix red plus blue, we get purple. We mix blue plus yellow, we get green. When we mix yellow plus red, we get orange. So now let's mix our colors so that we can be able to design our treasure box. You can choose any color that you like. Just make sure that it's pretty.
Okay, so for our treasure boxes, you can decide to use anything which you have lying around at home. I've used some biscuit boxes, which I've cut out to make a very fancy kind of little box. I did something more simple, like a shopping bag type of thing, and that's from a porridge box. And then we've also got a big shoe box, which I had laying around. Okay, if that is not something that you're able to find around, and you do have, yeah, if you're able to buy a box, you're welcome to buy a party box like that. And I have painted that in a variety of colors, just so something is more exciting.
Yes.
Okay, so for the one treasure box, which is the board one, I've used some sponges, and this just provides a different texture to what a paintbrush usually provides. So dip your sponge in your paint and then just dab along your surface, and you can create any pattern, any arrangement of color that you want. Okay, so yeah, we've added lots of color to that one. With the smoother boxes like your cereal boxes or your shoe box, which might be a little glossy, I found that using paintbrushes actually worked a lot better on those surfaces. And you might need to do more than one coat to properly cover those boxes.
While waiting for the paint on your treasure box to dry, see if you can find the treasures to put in your treasure box. Ask an adult to take you for a walk in nature to look for treasures. It could be a park, a nature reserve, a botanical garden, or even a field near your home. Look for something round, something soft, something smooth, something rough, something prickly, and something special to you. Now it is the time to decorate our treasure box. You can use any material that you like. But remember, safety first. Be careful when you're using scissors. Make sure that there's an adult nearby. You must also be careful when you're using glue. Your parents will now give you a leaf cutout so that you can write your name and pledge with us so that you can help us to look after Mother Nature. Tie your leaf cutout onto your treasure box. Now that you have completed your treasure box, put all your collected treasures in the box. Think about the story you will tell your family about all the treasures in the world. Ask your parents to send us the pictures of your treasure box and treasures to the following details: